Welcome to Sage-Based Wisdom. I'm Jana Schmieding.
And I'm Brian Bahe.
And we are podcasting to you from the sacred homelands of Burbank Boulevard.
Today, we'll be giving you, our listeners, some advice cultivated indigenously from our backgrounds in food science.
And homemade iced tea that you brew in the sun.
We have a special guest.
We do have a special guest. You know her, well, I know her as a TV writer and was a writer on the most recent season of The Great North.
Check it out on Sunday nights.
Has a podcast called What is a Jeopardy podcast? Give it up for Emily Heller.
Hello. Ooh. That is such a mouthful if you don't know anything about Jeopardy.
Yeah, but it is the format of Jeopardy's
but if you know, you know.
answers.
Yeah. If you know, you know. Yeah.
Emily.
Yes. I'm so happy to be here, by the way.
Oh,
Big
thanks.
fan.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I met you on the Picket line.
Yes.
Oh my God. A Picket line friendship?
Which is just like such a great place to forge friendships just because we were doing nothing but talking shit. Everyone on the picket lines, it was just gossip central. And it was a really good test of...
Mm-hmm. I was handing out business cards. In between. That was my main reason for going.
The business cards just say, like, who's got the tea? Please tell me secrets.
Yes. That would have been a good podcast.
The Picket
Live
lines.
from the on.
You know what? I thought about bringing my Zoom recorder out to the to the picket lines and being like, "What have you been
being
hearing?"
Like, who's the worst showrunner you've worked for?
Yeah, exactly. Like
that would be everything would be like anonymous kind of.
Yeah, kind of like just giving tea on stars, showrunners, other writers.
Yeah, who was the worst person on set?
For those of you who are not in the industry of television and film, we're talking about the writer's strike that happened last year. Last year?
No.
2 years ago?
Baby, 2 years ago. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
We did a whole other year after that.
2020, summer of 2022, right?
2023.
2023.
No one knows what year it is.
Yeah.
Nor should we.
Nor should we. It is 2025 right now for some reason. And
that's so crazy.
2023 was the writer's strikes.
We're a quarter of the way through the century.
Ugh. That's stupid.
That should be illegal.
Yeah, it is, I think.
If this were last century, the Titanic would have just sunk.
No, it would not have. It would have sunk 10 years ago.
But it would have felt like it had just
It would have
sunk.
felt like it had just happened.
We would still be talking about it.
We would be in the jazz age. The roaring 20s.
I'd be wearing a flapper dress and doing my shimmy down in the speakeasy.
Yeah. Was that Charleston?
A new craze
The Charleston?
was sweeping the nation. The Charleston.
It's where you go.
I mean, let's be real. We were also doing that 25 years ago after that Gap commercial.
Yeah, true. The Charleston is back. It's now called the Dougie.
Yes, the Charleston is giving TikTok in a way.
Yes, Charleston was the first TikTok. A dance craze.
You could not sound older right now. You could not sound less in touch with what TikTok is and does.
Charleston was the first TikTok.
Yeah.
Put that in your book.
Did I do a Riz?
I did a Riz. Yeah, but also something that would be popular back then and maybe isn't as popular now. Cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is cocaine out or in?
I feel
John?
like it's out.
I
It's
feel
good?
like
It's still in?
It's in?
I think Brad Summer.
But also, isn't it
Brad
kind
Summer
of like...
kind of made it in.
Oh,
again.
I feel like cocaine is sort of like, like the Rolling Stones, like,
yeah.
they're not as popular, but their tickets are going for more because their fans are so loyal.
Right.
You know, it's like it's still happening for the people for whom it needs to happen.
I feel
I've
like
never
I've
done
been...
cocaine.
You haven't?
No, I've never done cocaine.
I have.
I take stimulants every day. Is that?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
I
so-
think people who can't get or don't have like healthcare or like have. I've heard that people have used cocaine as stimulants to manage their ADHD.
self-medicate,
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it used to be used medicinally, cocaine as a painkiller.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
People also, I think, use it to self-medicate for being bored at a party.
Right.
It was used to
You
treat
know.
that for many
I
decades.
used to use it to self-medicate house cleaning, cleaning my home, and boy, did it work! It was a charm. It worked like a charm. I had to actually.
Should we do some now?
I
Are we
wish,
getting?
John.
It feels like we're
Yeah,
we've been circling the idea.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we should just try it.
Yeah.
I had to start saying, not start. I only did cocaine a few times as a younger adult because I liked it so much that I was like, I can't keep going on this. I can't go down this road.
I did. It was one of the. I was like, I'm not like cool enough that like it was being offered to me a bunch, but I was like, I do think I'd probably like it too much. I probably should not do it.
I will say that was my reaction to Adderall. My freshman year of college, somebody gave me an Adderall and I did it and I was like, this is the best I've ever felt. And I can never do this again.
Yeah, it rocks hard.
So I did it one more time and then I was like, okay, I actually cannot do this again. And I've never, it's the best.
You might have ADHD, Bri.
Somebody was telling me that if you like the way it makes you feel, you probably don't. But when you take it, you just feel like normal in a regular way, then
Is that true?
You probably do.
I mean, I liked the way it felt the first time I took it, and I for sure have ADHD.
Yeah.
So
Okay, maybe I have ADHD.
I think most people in comedy do.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I think that it's part of the reason why we do this is because it's harder to do normal things.
Whoa.
And also...
that resonates with me.
Yes.
Well, I also... Okay.
That resonates with me resonating with you.
Also, okay. Here I have been developing my like ADHD and comedy theories for many years, and feel free to argue with me. I know
Honestly, some of your ADHD hacks have legitimately made me a better writer.
I mean, okay. I love to hear that. So my thing about stand-up comedy is we do this thing that terrifies most people.
Mm-hmm.
But for someone who needs the kind of stimulation that someone with ADHD does, we're like, oh no, I need daily applause. I need the feedback of other people to get anything done, to hold me accountable, to do any writing. I'll write one joke at a time rather than sitting down and writing pages like a normal person can. Like everything about it is perfectly tailored to someone with ADHD. But then we all talk ourselves out of thinking we have it because we're like, oh, I just sound like everyone I know. And it's like, well, yeah, everyone you know is a comedian.
Right.
They all have it too.
Yeah.
So you think like, well, it can't be this common. And you're like, well, you self-selected into a group of people who have found the one thing that they're actually capable of doing
sure.
with their, neuroatypicality. And then also, there is something, when you have ADHD, it helps you form unusual connections and analogies, which is just like what a joke structure is.
For sure. Yeah, totally.
Well, I also think I might not have as bad of ADHD that I thought I did have. And now I'm wondering, is that why I am bad at stand-up? Because I kind of am. I think I kind of am, actually, though. I'm good at comedy, but stand-up specifically, I kind of don't have the, like... And maybe it's because I don't really do it enough to, like, practice, but, like, it doesn't... I don't know, man. There's something about stand-up.
I think you might be too healthy mentally. Slightly too healthy mentally to really, because also the other thing about stand-up is like, and this is I am someone who I haven't done stand-up in 7 years. You are going on stage trying to get a room full of people to like you, and that just right now sucks as an idea of a thing to try to do. I don't care about making people like me anymore.
Yeah.
Just the older you get.
Brad?
Of course. That's what I want.
And that's why you're so good at it. God, he's good at stand-up.
I just want, it sucks even when you don't, I don't know. I feel like I have done stand-up in a room with people and I'm like, I actually don't want you to like me. And I did not do well and I'm like, good. That feels good almost.
I used to really want to like get the bros to uncross their arms.
Yeah,
I'd be
that
like,
is a dream. That is a big
This is my
dream.
job for this hour is I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it by going through your wife.
It is kind of...
And it would be a fun little nut to crack. But then at a certain point, I'm like, I'm doing this to give you joy. You suck.
I hate that. I hate it. Like when I'll spot like the straightest looking man in a room. And if I get him to smile, I'm like... yes. I feel so good.
Maybe he'll give me rights now.
Dang.
That was really, I was like, maybe they'll give us our rights if they make them like us. And then I gave up on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're not going to give us our
Yeah.
rights at all, ever. I can't believe you haven't seen Elon holding the chainsaw and being like, comedy, whatever. Anyway,
Oh, no.
Jana,
it's the fucking worst. And
Is it another pun, like the let that sink in thing? Is it that's what he doing with it? What's he doing?
He's taking the chainsaw to bureaucracy. It's so embarrassing. It's
Oh
the
my
cringiest
God.
fucking anti-comedy.
You know
in
what's
the world.
so nice is just knowing that he will never be happy because he will never be funny.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
that's like
All he wants is
that's
to be
kind
funny.
of like I hate this time. I hate these times when Trump is president. I'm saying these times because it's not the fucking first time.
Yeah.
But they're the most unfunny times, and the only joy I feel like I can garner from these times is like Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
It's the feeling of glee that you get from someone else's misery, and it's the only. It's like the.
Oh, that's an interesting concept. I might try dabbling in that soon. I've never thought about it. I guess I might find something enjoyable about that.
Yeah, I hate that is like the only joy that is to be had in these times, though. You know, is that like, ooh, I gotta watch. I gotta like be like, yeah, I'm happy that because he's so actually internally unhappy and fucking sick. You know, it's like, no, I just want to be fucking happy, because I have my needs met. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be happy because he's sad. But that's like what.
See, I want both.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Listen, I get it. But I also, I get tired of that kind of happiness.
Yeah.
It doesn't feed me as much as I want it to.
No,
Yeah.
it's like you can't have Skittles for every meal.
Exactly.
You definitely want
Exactly.
sometimes.
I know.
For sure.
Sometimes
You
you,
need-
just want some chicken. But you can't have chicken right now because there's bird flu.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's
Jana, what's some advice you've been getting
Thank you,
from the
Brian.
algorithm this week?
recenter me.
Here we go.
Rather than waste your time being stressed over making the right decision, make the decision right. Randomly choose. Now, you can randomly choose if you want an Almond Joy or a Snickers. Nobody's going to care, right? It's the exact same thing about getting married or not, taking the job or not. You can only live one life. If there were some magical way that I could live a life as somebody who's had 3 kids and somebody who hasn't had kids, maybe I can make a comparison, but you don't have that available to you. So I say to my students, should you go to Harvard or should you go to Yale? So they made a decision to go to Harvard. So let's say it's terrible. Oh, I wish I had gone to Yale. There's no way of knowing that Yale wouldn't have been worse, better, the same. And that's why regret is so mindless, because the choice you didn't take, you're presuming, would have been better.
Oh my God. Can someone play that music under everything I say? So the dumb shit I say sounds
that's
smart
like
and
the
wise?
Google is or like the Apple is releasing a new iPhone, and here's the music that they're playing at their little new
Yeah.
iPhone presentation. It's like ding, 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 ding.
And then the studio she's in looks like the Hot One studio.
Yeah, she's at a Hot Ones talking about you're never making the wrong choice.
Oh my God, she does look like she's on Hot Ones. Yeah. Also, the frame of reference of being like, should you go to Harvard or Yale?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what I'm telling
these
my
are-
students.
These are the kinds of choices I am trying to weigh for myself.
When I was a
also.
teacher in the Bronx, I never once thought, "Are you going to Harvard or Yale?" That was never a question that I was asking my students.
Are you going to SUNY?
Yeah,
Oh,
or
are you going to
SUNY?
CUNY or SUNY? CUNY or SUNY, baby. You decide.
Yeah.
And either one is going to suck.
Sunnybrook, Oneonta, which one?
Hunter? No. This woman is arguing you only YOLO, basically. Whatever choice you make, you're making it, and you have no idea if it was the good choice or the bad choice, so why regret? Regretting is mindless.
I do want to make an argument for regret.
Ooh. An argument for regret. You heard it here first.
And I feel like regret can be healthy because it makes you a little bit be like, it's almost like watching the game tapes in a way where it's like, okay, I messed up there. Could I fix that next time.
Yeah, this is advice if you are only going to make these choices one time in your life, which is not true of most choices. Like, you will go to the same restaurant and you will have a choice of what to order.
Yeah.
It's okay to regret eating something disgusting if it means that next time you go there, you don't order it.
Yeah.
Like,
Anthony Bourdain vibes.
Is it okay?
yes.
He was like, sometimes you have to eat a bad meal because a good meal could be right around the corner.
Totally.
You have to take chances.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate when a bad meal happens, though. Don't you?
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's bad.
It very rarely happens to me because I think I think I make the best choices in food. I think I think that I always, when I make the decision on where we're going to eat, it's rarely a shitty decision. I have done so much research about where, I have had an eating disorder where I was addicted to food. So I would spend hours on Yelp sometimes.
Right. That
Whoa.
addictive brain can lead you to some beautiful discoveries.
Sure can.
Yeah.
Shazi's manning my camera right now, so I think he
That's wild.
is. Yeah, he's like
our little DP.
he actually likes to be on cam, but Fuzzy, come here. You can't figure it out. You have to be over here. He wants to show his butthole to the world.
Oh, yeah. Don't we all?
Don't we all? Come here. Come sit with me. Yeah, I think that but here I guess she's also talking about big things like should you have gotten married or not?
Right. Or like having
have
kids. Yeah, you can.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I mean, look, I'm going to be 40 soon. Going to be 40 soon. Don't have kids, not planning to have them. I do wonder if that will be
Do you
A
want?
regret?
I don't want.
You don't want.
I don't want. But
Can you adopt in your 50s?
Sure, theoretically. Could I? Yes. Do I?
Do you want? Okay.
But I don't want.
I think biology has made us fertile in our early ages as women, earlier ages, because they know we're stupider.
Yeah.
And we will make that decision.
I'm not
as
worried
a dumb
about.
fuck.
I'm not worried about regretting it in my 50s because then I could still adopt. I'm worried about regretting it when I'm like 80.
Gotcha.
You know?
Okay.
Right. You know what? Here's what I'm going to say about that. I don't think that people regret not having kids. I think people regret having kids.
I mean,
and as a person who is not going to have kids, I'm on the right side of history, baby. I got no regrets coming my way.
I regret.
oh yeah, let's talk about our deepest regrets.
Yeah. What do you regret,
Yeah.
Brian? I can't wait to hear
We've
what
met
you
twice. I'd love to hear. Yeah.
regret. No, this is what is it that we learned that you need to ask people these deep questions because it gets the dopamine flowing. So what do you regret, Brian?
What do I regret? I regret. I wish I was gayer in Arizona longer.
Ooh, that's a good one. The fucks you could have had in
I
Arizona.
didn't come out until New York, till I lived in New York.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what would it have been like if I was just like a
I bet it was
hot
just
slut
gritty,
in Arizona.
trashy, fucking like gays.
Me rollerblading
Oh,
down Central.
Well, okay. So you grew up in an area that was like not very gay, or was
Not very gay.
Yeah.
Knew basically zero gay people.
Yeah.
I was like, what is even gay in a way?
Yeah.
Like gay media was like around, but I like barely interacted with it.
Ugh.
Okay, if you had, I mean, so this is not the exact same thing, but so when I was in high school, I did debate. I was on like the national debate circuit.
Nerd
and so
alert.
like, yes, hello. I grew up in the Bay Area where, lots of gay. But I had a friend who was also from the Bay Area who, when we were in high school and we were like on the national debate circuit together, he came out and all of a sudden, all of the closeted guys from every school we would like compete at from all over the country were like coming out of the woodwork to hook up with him because he was the only gay guy that they knew about.
They were like a beacon of light has
Yes.
emerged, and we are gonna fuck.
and like I think he was like pulling.
Oh God.
That
in
sounds
a way that,
amazing.
Like, so I'm saying, like, I get that regret. Like, you could have had, or you could have been hate crimed in a very bad way.
True. I actually kind of don't regret I like repeal the regret.
I feel like both options it is kind of an even split.
It was
down the
obviously a
middle.
safety choice.
This is why gambling is so dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah, I think if I was gay longer in Arizona, I would just be like a power gay.
But why do you
living
keep
in
saying
Arizona.
longer? You said you came out in.
I know.
You're
I don't know
saying
why
gay
I'm-
at all.
I wish I was okay. I wish I
Gayer
was.
than the zero.
Yeah, gayer than not gay.
Gayer than the secret in the bedroom.
If I came
Yeah.
out, when I was 16 in Arizona, I think I would maybe have had a similar trajectory. Hooked up in college.
Had some nerdy gay
had
hookups.
some
Yeah.
nerdy gay hookups, and now I would be hosting like holiday parties in Scottsdale. Living there with my husband, probably.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, that sounds kind of fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound like a homeowner in this situation.
I know.
Yeah.
I do own a home.
You sound more mature. You sound just better as a person.
Yeah,
You sound
yeah.
more responsible.
Yeah.
Like maybe you have a family and kids. You are a homeowner. Like
yeah.
everything about this is giving like
But isn't that
a
the thing
better
with-
person.
The thing with regret is like you kind of whatever you're regretting, you regret it because in the other situation
Yes, that's what she's
are-
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's saying you're assuming that Yale was going to be better.
Right.
But we all know people who graduated from Yale are fucking weird.
Damn.
I have met a lot of Yale grads, and God, are they fucking weird.
Shout out George Bush, Meryl Streep.
Shout out like half the teachers I taught with in the Bronx who'd quit after 1 or 2 years. They could not hang, okay?
Whoa.
They had nothing.
I was denied from Teach for America. I applied to that in college. Because I was like, I don't know what to do. with
They're
my-
like, would you consider Tutor for Arizona? Maybe narrow your scope a little bit.
yeah, I think it's because
Babysit for Scottsdale.
because you like pick like what cities you would like want to go to, and I think I was just picking like places I'm like wanting to just.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
they're like,
why.
yeah, the wait list for Hawaii is pretty long.
Yeah.
You're like Chelsea, New York, Chelsea. Why isn't Chelsea coming up?
That's so funny. I bet, yeah, the gays in Teach for America probably go so hard on like.
Oh God, I know so many gays that were Teach for America. I mean, they were also, a lot of them were like Ivy Leaguers.
Yeah.
Teach for America. Some of my closest friends were Teach for America, but Teach for America, Teach for America's pussies. Bunch of fucking pussies, okay?
Wait,
Hell yeah.
Teach
can
for
we
America pussies.
Can we circle back? Jana, your deepest regrets, are they also about sex and sex you could have had? Because mine are also.
I think one of my biggest regrets is not just being more of a hoe.
Yeah.
Like I didn't fuck around that much in New York. I was such a I like don't know. I think most of my younger life I was such a prude. Honestly, up until like being with Steve the last like 2 years, Steve is like, I am on my hoe game with Steve. Like Steve has like opened the sex world to me in a weird way.
He's
I
like,
think-
welcome to sex world.
Kind of. Yeah.
You're like Willy
and I'm like,
Wonka. He
yeah,
like,
I'm like,
comes out with a cane and then does a
plugs
flip.
and cock rings. But like I feel like I was such a prude for most of my adult life. And I
mean,
didn't date
yeah.
as much, and I definitely didn't fucking just kind of hook up with people.
Really?
No.
You never had it. You never had a phase.
I didn't really have a hoe phase.
Yeah.
And I'm sad about that.
Well, hopefully reincarnation's real.
Yeah. And
And
also, I'm having my hoe phase now.
Yeah,
And that's
I mean,
okay.
Monogamous sex is highly underrated in terms of like.
Couldn't agree more. If
you
you're a
know.
prude like me, there's nothing like having somebody who will consistently fuck you and just do whatever you want.
And you can learn new things together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I think the part about being kind of like not having a hoe phase was like, I just had a lot of shame.
I will say, I think that is a big part of the hoe phase is you kind of like, you're getting sex, but you are kind of like leaving it in the rear. Like there's
Yes.
nothing you're hanging on to.
Exactly.
It's like it's very tricks your brain in a way.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
Yeah, only wanting the sex part and not the physical part, not the
Right.
emotion.
Yeah. I think it's I think also like this is embarrassing to say, but like I am a person who had like when I would hook up with people as a younger woman, I would want it to be like I would want him to be like, I am in love with you. God, I love you. I love everything about you. But it was not. For men, it was never like that, and I was always like, God, why doesn't he worship me? What the hell?
Yeah, well, it's like the same way that like anytime I would go roller skating at like the roller skating rink, I'd be like, is someone from the Derby gonna come over and be like, you've got the goods?
Yeah.
When I like can barely skate.
Yes.
But it's just
Yes.
like you bring a little delusion into the world. It's
Totally.
a beautiful thing. But yes, it does
Why
set
am
you
I
up
not
for
being
failure.
chosen,
Yes.
basically?
Yeah.
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 Do you what's your regret?
What's your biggest regret?
I mean, when I think about it, it's more that it's like, because I did have a hoe phase for sure, but
Jealous.
there are, just looking back at my life, I'm just like not a very perceptive person. And so there would just be times where I think back and I'd be like, oh, that person was trying to fuck me. And I would have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those that,
any famous ones?
like famous people.
Yeah. Or well known.
Bruce?
I can't talk about that. I do think that there were I will tell you this off air.
Yes, baby. Look at Shazi is such a fucking creep in the chair right now.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, tell me your
no.
biggest regret.
There were just times where I would just look back on conversations just with like cute friends of mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I'd be like, we'd be having like a normal conversation, and like in retrospect, I'd be like, it took me years to figure out that like, oh, I was in town for one night staying at your house and you came in to
hated
check
those
if the bed
times.
was okay. And
Oh my God. But also to that person, what a pussy. They should have just tried to.
To be fair though, I do not give off welcoming vibes when if I'm not picking up the signal.
Same.
I'm very much like, what?
I know. Same.
I would be
so
afraid to
funny.
try and fuck me.
That's so funny. There should be like a light, like almost like Sims vibes, where it's like
Yes.
green,
I
red,
think
yellow.
that's the ethos of the like bracelet parties that we're all
really?
afraid that middle schoolers are doing, right? Isn't
We need
that
to bring
the
that back as adults. Like,
Yeah.
what are you?
rainbow parties or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah. But like in life, like I'm wearing a green bracelet.
I think
all
that's
day,
like
every
kind
day.
of like a wedding ring almost. Like
right.
A
I'm
wedding
open-
ring means go ahead, try and fuck
Yeah,
me.
I guess.
So I'm married and I don't wear a wedding ring, and I always
Oh.
wonder.
Oh God, sorry. Why did she come back?
I always wonder if people think it's weird that I don't wear one.
I don't think I knew you were married.
Of course you didn't.
I don't know if I think I don't think it's weird.
I don't think it's weird because I think my dad did construction, so he never wore his wedding ring.
Yeah.
And I think my mom did. But I was like, oh, you can do whatever. It doesn't
do
matter.
it.
That's good, because I do worry. Because I mean, like, I feel like getting married did not change me very much. But if I started wearing a wedding ring, that would be the most tangible, biggest change about me. It's like, oh, I'm a jewelry person now.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, I have to coordinate with
Yeah.
this thing.
Right,
I know.
right.
Yeah.
I know. I think about that too because I kind of want to marry Steve, although I'm unclear about why people get married at all. So I'm still kind of like, I want to be with him for the rest of my life, but I think about if I were to wear a piece of jewelry every single day, because I like wearing rings, but I like to change them up. I like a different vibe for a different outfit. And so what if there was a ring on all the time? What would that ring be?
It's easier for me to say like he's forever than this is forever. Like I would not be as decisive about this. That feels like more of a commitment.
Yeah, also, I don't want to have to wear something all the time. It's like wearing a watch in the shower. Like we can't be doing that.
Yeah. And they are dangerous. Like people get very injured from their rings catching on stuff. Like,
listen, why are we even wearing them at all, guys?
I think they look cool. I'm into it.
You are?
Yeah.
Just like a band?
I like a band.
Like what, gold or silver?
Just like a gold or
gold?
Plain, just plain band. I think
if you got married, would you get a sort of a turquoise, like a Navajo-ish band?
No. That's too much razzle, I feel like.
I feel like you want something simple
something
and elegant.
simple that like, because it's like you do wear it every day, so it's kind of like...
You want something kind of mask.
Perhaps. Yeah.
See, I feel like also the whole like gender expression question comes up too, because I'm like, I have femmier days.
Sure.
Then
Same.
I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe the ring makes sense with that outfit.
Yeah.
But with what I'm wearing now, it would look weird, I think.
My mom, for the longest time, just wore, both my mom and my dad wore kind of thick gold bands. Just plain. Nothing inscribed or anything. It was just like kind of this regular yellow gold band. And both her and my dad wore a band. And for her, I felt like it was kind of a thicker, it was almost like, not chunky gold, but it was like, it wasn't like a dainty with a diamond or anything. And I always really liked that look because I feel like you're not getting the rock snagged on things. I feel like if there was a diamond or something, women are always expected to wear a band and the engagement ring, the diamond thing. And I'm like, why are you wearing a diamond out and around?
That would get caught in like the curtain blinds. I would get tangled up. I would never be able to leave the house.
Hair, in my clothes.
I would be pulling out chunks of hair all the time.
I would just be snagging.
Just the sleeves just are tatters. Both of my sleeves somehow.
You get carried off by like a parasailer. It would get caught in the cord.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Should we listen to our first caller?
Let's do it.
Jana and Brian, big fan. This is some advice about some pop or soda, wherever you guys call it, where you're at. Here in the Midwest, we call it pop. I used to drink sugar pop a lot, but changed that to diet pop and zero sugar pop. So, what would be the best way to go to get the most out of my pop or soda? The diet or the zero sugar pop or soda, whatever I want to call it? I don't know.
To get the most out of it? What does that mean? What can you possibly be asking?
When we listened to the questions before our guest came over, I was like, let's save this one for Emily. She's going to know how to get the most out of your pop.
First of all, I've never felt so equipped to answer a question.
Thank you. I knew it. I
knew
it.
unclear on what the question was at the same time.
Couldn't agree more. Agree more.
This is absolutely, it's like, you handed the mic to someone and was like, is there a problem you have? And he was like,
I don't think I'm getting the most out of my pop.
It's like he's trying to stall while his co-conspirator breaks into a bank. That's like, he's trying to distract everybody.
Okay, here is the secret to getting the most out of your no sugar pop, which for me, in my life is, I do the flavored seltzers. That's my vibe. It doesn't always scratch the itch of like wanting something sugary, wanting
like
something
a Coke Zero. Are you a Coke drinker?
I do like Coke Zero. I'll do a Diet Coke as well. The real sugar I can't do anymore. It's just tastes so crazy.
God, I've never been able to get into like brown soda of any kind. I mean, Dr. Pepper every once in a while. Ooh, I can vibe with a DP.
I used to be really into like Jones soda too. I would collect the bottles. Like that was a thing.
Yeah.
But okay, here's a little trick for making just a slight upgrade to your flavored seltzers.
Love this.
In the glass, put a frozen strawberry. Pour the seltzer over it. It will effervesce the strawberry a little bit. You get a little fruit infusion.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna second this. I'm gonna take you a step further.
Okay, yes.
Get a jar of maraschino cherries.
Ooh, yes.
Make yourself a Shirley Temple.
Yes.
Take your seltzer to the next level by putting one little bit of maraschino cherry juice or one little cherry in your soda.
Damn.
You got yourself a cherry Sprite.
Fuck.
Yeah. I mean,
That's really good.
what we're talking about here is like you're kind of doing mocktails. You're doing mocktails
You're doing
for
mocktails.
soda.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I'm not having the real drink, but I'm having something that feels like
Yes.
the fun of the drink, which
Yes.
is, like do a little extra to it. Maybe add a
Yes.
little like ginger candy or like a little
Ooh.
squirt of lime juice. You
Here's
know, like
here's something fun. If caller, if you live in a state that allows this. Sometimes I will go to the farmer's market and I'll get some fresh squeezed orange juice. It's very expensive. I don't know. Oh. Yep. Just let her. Oh. Ryan is so scared right now. No, come here. Come here. She's. No. That's her vibe. She's so fucking testy. Okay. Here's how to get on your mocktail game.
Mm-hmm.
Get some,
Whoa.
Wow.
You get in your hammock.
That made like a noise when he
oh my God.
That is so crazy.
That's crazy.
Damn.
She don't play.
No, dude.
Just ignore her.
She went for my jugular.
That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh yeah. Don't look at her anymore.
Don't look at her. Don't look at her. Don't look at her.
Don't look at her. Oh my God. You can't stop looking at her.
She's gorgeous.
The eyes are crazy.
Yeah.
Just
That's
relax.
why.
Just relax.
That's the show.
Yeah. She has a way of stealing the show. These goddamn cats. She's in her safe space up there in the hammocks. That's why I have the hammock up there and the hammock up there, because up there nobody can fuck with her. That's her little private zone. Okay. Take your beverage game to the next level by going to the farmer's market or at your local grocery store. Get a juice of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
Mix it with a seltzer. Then, if you want to go the mocktail route, but you are maybe thinking of giving your drink a bit of a boost, go to the weed store. Get yourself some like THC seltzer.
Yes.
And give it a little
Splash.
little splash.
give it a little half a can.
A little microdose.
A little microdose of some weed into that mocktail.
The answer for how to get more out of your pop is to do drugs.
Yep.
To do drugs also.
Because also pop is drugs.
Yeah, that's also my advice for how to get the most out of your pasta is to also just do drugs.
Any food or bev, really. Do drugs.
Yeah.
That's my, not the drugs part, but I was just going to say just do seltzer 90% of the time and then do regular soda 10% of the time. That's my
Okay.
approach.
Is that that's how you live?
I try to not do soda, and then when I do it, I'm like, this is it.
I feel like I only ever really have soda when I'm eating something that seems like it's from a commercial for the soda, where I'm like having like a burger and fries.
Yes,
and I'm
no,
like,
that's
okay,
when I do it.
gotta have
That's
a
when I
Coke
do
with
it.
this. You know what I mean?
A burger.
Fucking Alan coming from Traders over here.
The traitors.
Yeah.
When you have a burger.
A burger, popcorn at a movie theater, or like pizza.
For me, it's a hangover. If it's a hangover, it's a Coke, hundo P. Just like I'm raw dogging a straight sugar Coke. Like no
Yes.
no diet, no
I get
no
that.
zero. It's just give me the real thing.
Yeah, the highest of fructose.
Yeah.
In that corn syrup, please. Oh God, are you guys hungry now?
I know.
A little bit.
Anytime I talk about food on this
bit.
podcast, I'm like, well, now we got to order pizza and
gotta order-
and burgers. And burgers.
I stand by it.
God, I've been trying to do an Alan Cumming. I can't say it. But I was like, maybe that word is
That's
my
it.
key in. That's my in.
Burgers.
Burgers. Now it's gone. It's
Is
gone.
he Irish?
He's Scottish. So you don't watch Traders?
No, I don't. What station?
What station?
101.9. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's on Peacock.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
watch it.
Okay. Oh, so you didn't watch?
Yeah,
Rutherford
I don't
Falls?
do
Is that what I'm
Peacock.
hearing?
I did free trial or whatever. I
Okay.
binged.
Oh yeah, free
Yeah.
trial.
Yeah.
That's what
You
I
got-
recommend anybody do with Peacock, unless you are a Below Deck or Housewives or Traders.
Traders, you guys, is so good.
It is
It's
so good.
I watch the clips. I get TikTok clips.
It is like it's the rare reality TV show that my husband will watch with me. I feel like it's 4-quadrant. You know what I mean? There's like something for everyone in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like a dumb like Love Island, which I also will insist people watch. But it's so funny.
Yeah.
It feels like it's Bad Girls Club adjacent in a way. Because aren't they all
It's-
kind of villains?
No, not necessarily.
No,
Okay.
there's like it's like beloved people from other reality shows, but it's like people from Survivor, but also from like Real Housewives and from Love Island,
and
then
like Drag Race.
and Drag Race,
Yeah.
and then also there's just like a member of the British royal family in it for some
Whoa.
reason.
Yeah, it's-
yeah. Who
That's
is
fun.
gay?
I'm in.
Pointing at you.
Oh yeah, you
like
will
it,
be
right?
I'm like, okay.
you will be so into
Now I'm
him.
subscribing to Peacock.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Gay British
I feel
royalty?
like I just was channeling. Like I'm a vegetarian at restaurants when people are like, "Oh, they have salad." That was what I just did to you.
No, I like actually being seen.
Okay,
So that
yeah.
felt good.
No, yeah.
and he has been very public about his sexual admiration for Mitt Romney.
So
He has.
Yes.
Oh my god, I missed that. Wow.
British royalty actually makes sense. That's right up my alley.
Yeah. Mitt
Yeah.
Romney kind of is like,
Winner star.
And I don't watch that. Like I'm not very well versed. Like I don't watch any of the Housewives really, and I don't watch Survivor. I don't watch any
But
of those
it's
things.
still-
It feels like I'm learning about those worlds through the
Yeah.
Traders.
Okay.
It's giving me some fluency in that.
Because
Yeah.
they're on season 2 right now, right? Traders?
season 3.
Season 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
okay.
Alan Cumming is wearing all this like Scottish shit in it, and he's like,
Badagas.
"Welcome to my castle."
and
Like,
he's constantly being like, and now we are going to do something treacherous,
yeah,
traitorous, or
murderous.
murderous.
Damn, wait. Okay, I wanna
Yeah,
watch.
I
really
mean,
wanna
okay,
watch.
just to give you some context for like how iconic his performance in the show is. RuPaul Charles has won the Emmy for reality competition host 14 years in a row or something
Yep.
until Alan Cumming started hosting Traders.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just throwing it out there.
Yeah, Alan
Is that
Cumming.
Emmy at Club Coming now? Like at the at the bar?
I don't know.
I think it is. They did win an Emmy, didn't?
He
Yeah.
won for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but is it at his bar?
His bar in the East Village.
I bet
Club
it
Coming.
Yeah.
Comedy institution.
Are you ready for our next question?
Hi, this is Trina and my 4th attempt to record. Don't exit out of the window that you've recorded in case anybody needs that advice while recording their question. I am Sugpiaq from Alaska. I live on mainland, but I'm hitting a nice age frame where the grays are coming in strong and my hair, the flyaways look like I've just been rolling around the back half of my property for plants. Like just pop up and the grass bits look better on the land than my flyaways do on my hair. How do I retain it? I mean, something short of just licking my hand in public probably freak a few people out, but something silly. I know we need it. All right, thanks.
How does she maintain the frizzy flyaways?
Are we? Is the product involved?
It sounds like no.
Sounds
Not
like
yet.
no. I mean, that's where you start, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I'm obviously someone who doesn't put a lot of work into maintaining my frizz. I don't. This is not something I concern myself with
Do you have
generally.
grays yet?
But you know what's fucked up? I only have grays in my eyebrows.
Whoa.
Whoa.
The last place I want them.
That's kind of cool though.
I guess, but it's just me. It feels like my eyebrows are just going to disappear.
Blonde eyebrows are in.
But they're not going to be blonde. They're just going to start looking thin and patchy. I'm just going to start looking ill.
Have you gotten any grays, Brian?
I don't think so.
I don't
You
think so
don't.
either.
You don't.
Not a single one. Oh,
Yeah.
your
Oh,
hair
wait,
is.
I see one.
Let me see. Let me
Yeah.
see. Wait, let me
You
see.
see it?
Oh wait, I do remember having a
It's
gray.
right here. Yeah.
So beautiful. It's so
Ooh, yeah.
silvery.
See, it's just making your hair look like more textured. It's
I
like,
know. It's so
Oh my
gorgeous.
God.
I mean,
when Navajo people start getting grays, it looks literally like salt and pepper. It's like so pretty.
Yeah. I wish my hair were darker so that when I started to go gray, it was like obvious and I could have like a cool pattern to it.
Mine does not have a cool pattern. I cover mine.
Oh yeah, wait. What's your graying pattern? Is it just like all over?
It's sort of sparse and like from the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of all over, and it's just. I guess I think what she's talking about, I kind of identify with, which is like the texture of the gray is different, and so it changes the
changes,
texture
yeah.
of your hair.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
it's that grays are a little more wiry. They're like sturdier and. What I used to do when I was younger and started like little grays were coming into my bangs is I would pluck them, and I will never do that again.
My mom used to have me pluck her grays.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not great because the grays grow back.
Yeah.
And so then you really got spikes.
I guess this is something that I could help with just as someone who has naturally frizzy hair, like pre going gray.
Yeah.
Which is treat it like as if you have curly hair, which is do not brush your hair dry ever, 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 ever.
What does that mean?
It means you only brush your hair when you are
Oh,
in the
dry.
shower. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you only ever brush your hair when you are like in the shower and you have actual conditioner in your hair.
Whoa.
Because that will help your frizzier hairs like stay with their friends.
Oh. Because I've heard
It's harder to damage them too when they're like wet because the comb just moves a little bit more easily through your hair. And then you
Damn.
let it dry, like you put product in it when it's still a little damp, and then you let it dry with the product in, and it helps things stay together a little bit more.
Wow.
Yeah.
if
I
this
like that.
person is, and I'm hearing correctly, is Alaska Native, then I'm going to guess that her hair is a little more the texture of Brian's.
Kind of straight.
Straight
Right.
and sort of a thicker strand.
So then, yeah. So when it sticks out, it's kind of like,
Yeah, it's almost
But
like
But do the gray hairs get wavy or are they just coarser in that situation?
I do think they are kind of wavy.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
they come in that
Mine are.
situation.
Yeah.
But Brian,
But
what
also coarser.
what do you
Yeah.
use in your hair? What products do you use
I honestly just use shampoo
after you're out? What
when
do
I'm
you
in
use?
when I'm in the water.
when you're in the water.
When I'm in the water, I use shampoo. What?
When I'm in the water, I use shampoo, and then when I'm out, I'll do like a pomade.
A pomade?
Okay.
Any
Yeah.
brand? Any brand loyalty here?
No, I kind of use whatever my barber tells me to use.
What is your barber telling you to use these days? Or
I
do you
actually
even
don't
know?
remember.
I know. I never
the
know
bottle
the names.
like isn't something
Yeah.
that I recognize, and so well, it's more of a tube.
Okay.
And and
Are you a person?
yeah. Are you conscious at any point in your day?
When I'm in the water, I use shampoo. When I'm out of water, I do the tube.
in water, shampoo. Out water, pomade.
Bahe.
Tube pomade by Barbar.
I also recommend if you see someone who has similar looking hair to you that doesn't have the problem,
Ooh.
be like, what are you doing?
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Great.
How
That's-
is this working for you?
That's so good. Yeah, somebody gave me that advice when I was like wanting new glasses. And I'm always like, I never can find what I want. And they're like, when you see somebody who has glasses that you like, you should ask them where they got those.
Is
And then
that
I would get those.
where you got these?
Yeah.
These are new.
Where
These
are they
new.
from?
These are from this place called Garrett Light.
Okay.
And somebody referred me to them.
Oh my God. He doesn't understand shampoo, but he is doing Garrett Light frames now. Okay.
I'm going to say an unpopular opinion, and it's way easier said than done, which is I think you should embrace the grays, embrace the flyaways, and live a life kind of as freely as you want to.
Why are you looking at me while you're saying this? No. I'm not going
I feel
going
like
to embrace them.
When I think of aging, I feel like living in LA, you're kind of like everybody wants to stop aging and like go reverse almost. But I think it's so cool when somebody goes full Iggy Pop and just like goes like the face is busted, but it like looks cool at the same time. There's something about I'm like I want to do that.
It's
Yeah.
cool when it's Iggy Pop.
I
I feel like
know.
there's probably people on the bus who you don't think that about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like the fantasy is yes, you just go gray and you look like Bonnie Raitt, but that's not what it's
God.
gonna be.
Truly.
Yeah.
Even Bonnie Raitt, I'm sure, has had her days where she's the parts that aren't gray that are still red. She's
Yeah.
dyeing those ones too.
Yes, yeah.
She's
yeah.
coloring still. Boy, you can't win. Even if you're in rural Alaska, your hair is going to look like grass.
I mean, that's
either
the other
way.
thing is how many people are you seeing in a day?
Yeah.
Does this matter?
Yeah, does this matter? Are we really caring? Shazi, help us. Okay.
Did the light turn off? Yeah.
It's all right. We're coming up on time.
All right.
Bri, let's wind it up.
Guest, aka
So insert name here.
Yes.
What do you?
Brian doesn't know how to memorize scripts, so he just reads directly from the computer, has since day one of the pod, and
is there
reads guests.
You also, it's like you don't even have to memorize it. You could paraphrase if you wanted.
Truly,
you don't.
This is the part where
You
we
don't want
ask
to.
Paraphrasing
our
would-
guest Emily if there's anything she wants to plug.
paraphrasing would mean there'd be like 5 seconds of silence while I read. And then-
Wait, okay. I want you to read it and then I want you to paraphrase it. I want you to look at that and just internally thesaurus it for yourself right now.
okay, so read it in my head or out loud.
It just in your head. In your head, read it.
Emily, are there things
Oh my god!
are there things you're doing / working on that the listeners can find or watch?
Oh my fucking god, Brian! I knew you were dumb, but I didn't know how dumb.
Oh, this is my gift. This is my gift. Is I can peel that layer back. Yes. So first of all, obviously, everyone needs to watch The Great North on Fox every Sunday. Next day on Hulu. Our good friend Jana Schmieding is on many episodes this season. It was really fun getting to write for you.
Oh my god, thanks.
And yeah, I really loved working on the show. We talked earlier in the episode about shitty showrunners. Let me tell you something about the showrunners of The Great North. They're the best.
Shout out Wendy and Lizzie.
Shout out Wendy and Lizzie. It's a great show. Watch that. I also co-host a podcast about Jeopardy. It is called What is a Jeopardy Podcast. I host it with John Cullen, one of the hosts of Blocked Party. He also has a Canadian podcast called Broomgate that is about a curling scandal that apparently
curling scandal?
Curling had a scandal. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm plugging his curling podcast.
Oh my God. My sister's going to be involved.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she already knows who he is because there's like 5 people who are famous from curling.
Yeah.
But we talk about Jeopardy. We recap games from the previous week. We play clips of our favorite anecdotes, those awkward conversations that the contestants have with Ken Jennings at the beginning of the game.
Oh,
That's
I love
so
those.
funny.
We play some of our favorite weird responses. We talk about like clickbait. We deep dive on some of the Final Jeopardy clues. We talk strategy. We also just go off the rails a lot. And honestly, I feel like we have a lot of fans in the Jeopardy community now. Like a lot of like ex-champs listen to it.
Wow.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, and which is like really fun. I'm like friends with a bunch of like Jeopardy people now. But also I've heard that people, even if you don't watch Jeopardy, it's still a fun listen.
I
So-
think
That's
it's
great.
such a fun listen.
so yeah, I really like doing that. So that's What Is a Jeopardy Podcast.
Amazing.
The only comedy podcast about Jeopardy.
Stop.
I think.
Finally.
Yeah.
Nobody was.
Yeah.
It's only drama.
Only drama.
Yeah, it's suspense. Well, okay, let's be real. There's an official Jeopardy podcast that is recorded by the producers of Jeopardy.
Yeah, that sounds
And they have to
terrible.
be so nice to the people
Sure.
who have been on Jeopardy. And they're
Yeah,
so
yeah.
diplomatic and they're not funny. Sorry, they're not funny.
I believe it.
I believe it. Well, thank you so much for being with us today and giving out some excellent advice about soda pop and frizzy flyaways. We hope that this advice has changed your lives, but we will not be issuing any refunds if it hasn't.
If you or anyone you know needs advice, has a question, or just wants to leave us a comment, you can do that one of 3 ways.
You can leave a voicemail at 657-201-9263.
You can email a 1 to 4 minute voice memo to sagebasedwisdom@gmail.com.
Or you can follow the link in our socials and leave a voice memo there.
We'll give you our smudgiest, sagiest, solicited advice.
And please feel free to subscribe to this very podcast on YouTube and leave us a review on iTunes and some 5 stars.
And ticket sales are low. So if you live in one of these cities, please come to my show.
That's not how you do it. You say tickets are going fast.
Wait, I actually got
We are
this
running.
is just in. There's only four tickets left in each of these cities. Seattle, Chicago, Columbus, New York, LA, Chico, Portland?
There's
Come
only
to
4
the
tickets
show.
left, you guys. All right, Toksha.
Hogone.